Mr. Orson Wilde is here, and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre. And he's visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No, not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
What's another solution?
Why don't you stay with Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, but Miss Caitlin has more in common with Miss Alice, and they get along so well.
Guess
Hudson,
what,
you're
Mrs.
not
Hudson?
helping.
Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
I can't believe it! The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me! I'm sure that our two brains will...
Nyt tähtiä.
Brains.
Mitä?
Otti koska RP. Tuli sellainen keikari kyllä, että
Kyllä. Silmät.
piikset,
Koski.
korvat.
Käsi. Tai saappaat. Orson Wilde. Bella. Tää luki tuolla.
Niin.
Silleen.
Tuli läpi. Narcissistic old fashion. Varmaan tulee kun niitä saa niitä auki, niin sitten on yksi lause tulee tänne.
Varmaan.
Mr. Wilde, your room.
Charming. This is such a fascinating city.
We need to talk.
Katsonen asu
Rather
koska.
not. You're going to be angry again.
Ei.
Goodbye, Mr. Wilde.
Jäi 2 huonetta ja polkkari.
Is it 5 o'clock already? I think I might go and ask Mrs. Hudson for some tea.
Ready? You do so. Baker Street. Baker Street. Tää on varmaan newspaper.
Se on sit se.
My archive. I can always consult.
Ei ollut.
Meni juomaan teetä. Vinkki. Se meni juomaan teetä. Älä sä mene juomaan teetä. Tee jotain sillä aikaa, kun se juo teetä.
No forsa.
Wilde's already making himself at home. Wilde truly has a perfect disguise kit. Do actors really need all this?
Kokaiinia on levitetty ihan selkeästi.
I use the same brushes for makeup.
No joo.
This must be grease paint.
Grease paint.
Face powder of an excellent quality.
Aika pomppalo.
I forgot my hat. Father?
I am just checking,
You've got something on your face. Is it makeup?
It might be. Practicing my disguises, you know me. No, don't touch that!
Toby on kotona.
Oh.
Ah, Mrs. Hudson, with our tea.
Not quite. We have a visitor. However, the lady is not so much angry as perplexed.
Good day to you,
Kolmas
gentlemen.
Sherlockia.
My name is Mary Sutherland. I have come to you, Mr. Holmes, because I would give everything I have to know what has become of Mr. Hosmer Angel.
Why the
Katsokaa
haste,
Sherlockia
Miss Sutton?
aikaisemmin.
Mr. Hosmer Angel has disappeared, and my father, Mr. Winterbank, will do nothing. It makes me so angry.
Sitä on löytynyt nenää.
Niin taisi olla lasit painanut sen.
Aika kovaa on painanut.
Se on... Ehkä sitä löytyy nenää lasit päässä.
Ehkä se selviää, jos me katsotaan sen...
Kyllä se selviää. Hint.
Näin.
Rich.
Engagement ring.
Eikö siellä ukko ollut etsimässä? Eri pari kengät.
Niin joo. Ois siinä.
Ai olisi kaikki, oli. Niin tuo 2 on vain, että pystyy vääntämään.
Tää on ihan hauska peli.
No niin, koukutuksesta tiedän, mutta tää on...
Mr. Windybank is your stepfather, surely, since the name is different?
Well, indeed, I call him father, although he is barely older than myself.
And your mother is alive?
Oh, yes. Although I wasn't best pleased when she married again,
Yeah,
and so
perusteli.
soon after father's death, and to a man so much younger than herself.
What is your connection with Mr. Hosmer Angel?
I met him at the gasfitter's ball. Mr. Winterbank did not wish for me and mother to attend. He never did wish us to go anywhere, but this time I was quite set on it. Fortunately, he left for France upon some business, and so didn't have any say in it. And I met Mr. Angel that night. We met again after that and would take walks together. But then father returned, and we could no longer meet.
Do you have your own income?
I do, from an inheritance. It was left to me by my Uncle Ned in Auckland.
Then you have all that you could wish for, naturally.
Well, I live at home and don't wish to be a burden to my family, so they have the use of the money.
Why was your stepfather against your going anywhere?
Well, he didn't like anything of that sort. He used to say that a woman should be happy in her own family circle.
Did Mr. Hosmer Angel make no attempt to see you?
Well, father was going off again in a week, and Hosmer wrote and said that it would be better for us not to see each other until father had gone. After that, he stopped writing.
Where does Mr. Angel live?
I don't know exactly. I address all of his letters to the Leadenhall Street post office for collection.
Lopussa, niin missä
Ei.
on
Were you engaged?
Oh yes, Mr. Holmes. Right after the first walk that we took.
Aika nopeet toimintaa.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about Mr. Angel?
He is a very shy man. He would rather walk with me in the evening, so as to be discreet. I put a missing persons notice in last Saturday's Chronicle. Here's a copy, and a letter from him.
Haha, a love letter. Yes, I see. As I anticipated, this validates my deductions perfectly.
What deductions, Mr.
Mr. Wilde, Holmes, tell her.
No.
A love letter? Aren't you dying to read it, Holmes?
Se on sulla, että... Ei, onks täällä muuten... On. He will find peace quite soon. Nappi otsaan ja...
Tai reikäpotsaan.
Tästä opi.
Oh, come on, Toby. Your soap bath couldn't have been as bad as that.
Ja... Eikö ei sillä ollutkaan mitään ämpärivatia tossa? on se love letter.
Oh. Tekan.
This is strange. The love letter is typewritten. Good quality paper, quite smooth.
Nyt sä, kun ne jotkut tosta tollai...
Pitää varmaan valita, että jotkut... Tai joku 2.
I'm waiting for the moment when your stepfather leaves once more. We had a wonderful time together, didn't we, while your father was in France?
Yes, I can read.
Miss Sutherland only met with Hosmer Angel while the stepfather was absent.
Se on se.
Fairly
Stepfather
common
on
ink,
se.
nothing special.
Ja se on kirjoittanut sen koneella siksi, että se ei halua kirjoittaa käsi, koska sit se paljastuisi, että se on se sen isäpuoli.
Hosmer Angel decided not to leave his signature. Let's study this letter more closely.
Entä pitäisi löytää?
There are some letters with typographical defects. Miss Sutherland, do you have any other letters from Mr. Angel?
Joo,
Unfortunately
mulla on
not.
tässä kirjasta mukana.
But I've brought my father's letter from Paris. Here it is.
Sattuu olemaan isin
The
kirja
stepfather's
mukana
letter
silleen,
is
että
also typewritten.
ei oo niinku...
Quite common paper with a light yellow tint. Fairly common ink, nothing special. I hope that you'll be an obedient girl. Take my advice, stay at home. Miss Sutherland's stepfather's signature. The stepfather is trying to keep the daughter at home. Let's study this letter more closely. There are some letters with typographical defects. Both letters have typographical defects. They merit further attention.
Silleen, että onko sulla tän sun sulhasen kirja? Että ei, mutta mulla olisi mun isän kirje. Silleen niinku, että
This letter has a
just
defect.
joo.
There's the same letter with the same defect in both instances.
Vieläkö?
Lisää. Se on löydetty. Siellä K ja M on.
One more letter with a defect. One more letter with a defect.
Ei varmaan ottanut sitä M tosta, vaan se on K.
One more letter with a defect.
No. Tai ensimmäinen kirja.
Another letter match with the same defects.
Se iso M.
One more letter with a defect. Another letter match with the same
Ai
defects.
se vaan, että se...
So, based on the specific defects, we could say that these
Joo,
letters
sit kun
were
sä oot
enclosed
ottanut
on the same
molemmista sen.
typewriter.
Vielä se punainen oli niinku defekti, mutta eihän mistä se punaisesta tulisi sinne. Että jos on niinku nykyaikainen tulosettu paperista, niin se voisi sanoa punaisia häiriöitä.
Niin.
Stepfather's letter. Mä ajattelin, että toi character voisi olla pistää letteri, mutta... Tuossa on toinen. Ei se kyllä ole coincidence.
Poirottikin käytti tota ihan samaa, että...
Travers.
Onko toi Mary's Income ja Keep at Home?
Pitää kyllä. Näköjään oli. No, kaikki aina on rahasta kiinni.
Kyllä.
Sen verran monta pairattia katsottu, että aina on rahasta kiinni tai rakkaudesta.
Mikä toi Dins oli? No nyt on. No onko se sit toi ja Different Boots? Sillä ei ollut rillejä, niin se ei nähnyt mitkä kengät se on.
Majopia.
Se toi ja sit Work Travels. Joo poittu.
Joopa joo!
Oliko siellä vielä joku?
Näköjään. Täältä joku... No, naiset tuli just. No, kumpikin noista.
Mä sanoin se, kun se ei ollut paljon vanhempi se.
Niin, mutta onko se nyt...
Kyllä mä sanoisin, että se on se laaja.
Tämähän oli nopeus. Tästä eihän voi tähän loppuun.
Voitaisiin katsoa, että antaako se täältä jotain muuta tehtävää tai...
Täällä on vaihdettavia näitä. Eikä mä en usko, että on turha lähteä vaihtamaan noita. Profitti vaan, mikä voi vaihtua.
Mikä tossa oli toi niin, että se on niinku...
Ei, se taas sit... Kyllä se on pakosti tuo profitti.
Mikä se on se Krug?
Se kuluu.
Tämä iso pallura tässä.
Eihän se ole välttämättä sama henkilö ollut silti. Koska olisi se varmaan tunnistanut, jos se olisi se...
Paitsi että sillä on huono näkö.
Mihin se lasit on hävinnyt?
No jos se ei pidä niitä juhlissa. Kato, tää huono näkö ei nyt mene mihinkään. Mä en tiedä, että jos sä tohon vaihdat sen toisen. Meneekö se sitten? Menee. Ja nyt kato kaikki vihjeet on.
Se on edelleen Y. Sanooko se nyt, että jos mä menen tänne?
Joo, on se näköjään.
Tää on vähän turhan nopea.
Ottakaa
I think this
esimerkki
case is
tälle
fairly obvious, don't you, Mr. Holmes?
näyttäminen.
What else can I tell you?
Voidaan päästä matkustamaan yhtään mihin. Ei.
Tasklistissa kattuskin.
Ei se on valmis. Voihan tää on tämmönen välipalatyyppinen.
Oh, joo. Mä sanoisin, että se on sama tyyppi.
Se lasit kyllä viittaisi siihen, että...
Mä oon aina totuuden puolella, mutta... totuuden kertomisen puolella.
Joo, Xllä. Yes, please. Tarkoin nyt moral choice.
You should try to let Mr. Hosmer Angel vanish from your memory, as he has done from your life.
Then you don't think I'll see him again?
I fear not.
Then what has happened to him?
Your stepfather married your mother for her money, and also enjoyed the use of your income. But with your personal advantages, it was clear that you would not remain single for long, even with him keeping you at home. He disguised himself and reappeared as Mr. Hosmer Angel. He brought you as far as the church door and then conveniently slipped away. To bring you to this conclusion in such a dramatic manner that it would leave a permanent impression upon your mind. You have been cruelly tricked, Miss Sutherland.
Oh, Mr. Holmes. No, I can't believe it. But we were engaged. Oh, it's horrible to think about. But thank you for all you have done, Mr. Holmes.
Holmes, you could have been more diplomatic.